Hello, my name is Alexander McCauley with Faces of Truth. Tonight we're going to be discussing the term conspiracy theory. In the mainstream media, anytime they mention a conspiracy theory, they infer that whoever's putting forward this alternative idea on a specific topic that the mainstream media is covering in a different spin, the person portraying the alternative is painted as a conspiracy theorist, which is basically has the connotation of being a paranoid schizophrenic who has gone viral with information that's highly inaccurate. But when we look at the scientific method and how you come up with a theory, this sort of puts that definition of conspiracy theory into a bad light. When we make an observation that brings up questions in our mind, and then we do research to back up the conclusions we come to, we go from a hypothesis to a theory. We gather data to bring that the hypothesis to a theory. And eventually, if we gather enough data, we can move that theory from something that has a reasonable chance of being proven in a court of law to something that has an absolute certainty of being proven in a court of law, which is a fact. As I said, usually when the mainstream media wants someone who wants to demean and demoralize someone who has come up with something challenging what they said in a certain circumstance, they will call the person a conspiracy theorist and their idea a conspiracy theory. In all reality, it is a conspiracy theory. But a conspiracy theory is an idea with a lot of data supporting it. At least in order to be a theory, it has to have a lot of data supporting it. Some of the claims that are called conspiracy theories are merely paranoid delusions that have no founding in reality. For instance, let's see. One of the most recent ones was the idea that Trump and the Russian intelligence apparatus colluded to win Trump the election of 2016. This is one of the most paranoid delusions that I have ever heard. And still, to this day, no one has a shred of data supporting the idea. They keep on saying, oh yeah, it's all there, but they never come forward with it. They say an obscure donor to something may have indicated that Russian collusion went on in some of his dealings way before he even ran for president. This is Donald Trump I'm talking about. Of course, they have to stretch way out there to come to that conclusion. I mean, at this time, we're looking at farther than the acrobats of China can contort in order to make a point. So, that is an example of a paranoid delusion formulated to take down someone who the establishment doesn't like. I mean, I admit there are some things that President Trump has done that I sort of find a little questionable. Like, for instance, at the beginning of his presidency, he turned over the entire drone operations with the United States military into CIA hands. We all know, well, that's one of those conspiracy theories I'm going to cover in a future episode, but I am highly suspicious that the CIA has been complicit in a lot of really underhanded stuff over the last 17 years, and much of it to undermine the liberties of the United States. Now, again, I say this because I personally saw something that didn't set well with me. I did the research, and it pointed in the direction of an intelligence, of traders in the intelligence sector. Maybe even that were invited here in certain projects that turned our military, our intelligence infrastructure into an agent of foreign governments. Now, again, I usually don't come forward until I've done significant research into things. So, I will continue on that topic later, because I have amassed a significant amount of data on that particular topic. But what I'm saying is, what this episode is all about is to define the word conspiracy theory and the term conspiracy theorist. Both, a conspiracy theory is an idea that has had significant research done on it that contradicts a narrative that mainstream media wants you to buy. Reason it was formulated was because something seemed fishy about the mainstream narrative. So someone got an idea, did research to back up the assumption, making it, or the hypothesis, making it a theory. And they will continue to do research on it to gather more data until it can be classified as fact. And if we do this, this is the process of detecting truth among humanity. It's a mechanism that's been used from time immemorial to come to the truth in a physical way, a scientific way, a cosmic way. There are factions of humanity who would rather not have us use our brains. And so they start name calling people who do as paranoid schizophrenics or drop any psychiatric condition name. And it's to shut people down. It's to make people believe what they want them to believe. And when people start questioning the ideas that they're trying to share, they get ideas of their own. They start doing the research to try and see what's really happening, to strip away the fleece of deception and reveal the truth that might lie behind that veil. The little man in control of the large illusion. Thank you for giving me your time this evening. It was fun putting this information together. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, and share. Also, leave a comment. We always like getting feedback from our viewers. Thank you. This is Alexander McCauley with Faces of Truth, signing off.